Serikali iwe serikali na wakora ni wakora, na kama wakora anafanya namna hiyo, sheria iko inatuambia tufanye nini na wakora, tutafuata sheria. Lakini sio eti unaangalia pande hii watu wanabeba wakora hapa eti wao ndio wakubwa, kwa sababu ni marafiki wa serikali na ni marafiki wa mkubwa, kwa sababu wao ni marafiki wa mkubwa wa nchi, wako na kibali kufanya ushenzi kama huo. It cannot work.
Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i, the Jubilee deputy party leader and also who serves as the Jubilee presidential candidate, has given a statement on their meeting today at his home Karen, where he met the Linda Moni movement leaders led by Edwin Sifuna and the rest at his home, and also the discussion they had and why they met. Dr. Fred Matiang'i has given out many reasons on why they should work together. Actually, this comes after 2 days of intense questioning on the people allied to Fred Matiang'i because they were publicly captured supporting Sifuna as their presidential candidate. One of them is Richard Onyonka Mumaima, Kisii County Senator, who in Taita Mwatate actually stood out and supported Sifuna for presidency, while in Taita Taveta, where Kenyans have raised many questions over the friendship and the relationship between Linda Moni and Jubilee Party. But many Kenyans may be asking themselves, why will people choose Fred Matiang'i over the other opposition leaders? Why Matiang'i over Sifuna? Why Matiang'i over Kalonzo? Why Matiang'i over Gachagua? Why Matiang'i over Karua and the rest? Kenya's 2027 contest is no longer hypothetical. It's a live data-backed race. And the numbers tell a story the opposition cannot afford to ignore. Actually, fragmentation in Ruto's greatest ally and among the leaders capable of ending it, Freddy Matiang'i stands apart. Is the only opposition figure with genuine cross-regional reach. Kumbuka, Matiang'i hata survey ambayo ilifanywa, Matiang'i was leading in the mountain. Matiang'i was leading central in the mountain. So Matiang'i is the only person who will tackle President Ruto. And the other reasons, by the way, remember, Kenyan's presidential politics has a long shaped by ethnic regional blocks. Kalonzo commands Ukambani, you know that. Gachagua leans on Mount Kenya, you know that, and Uhuru Kenyatta. Sifuna draws urban and youth energy through Linda Moni, or of actually Matiang'i and Sifuna, they can be, you can sell them. Unaweza uza Matiang'i na Sifuna kokote kule. And watu wanunue. Matiang'i is there. Matiang'i is the rare contender, polling meaningfully outside any place, not even in Gusiland, everywhere. Matiang'i has a base. Actually, remember, TVA's May 2026 survey put Matiang'i was the strongest regional showing in Nyanza at 27, while Infotrack yenye ilifanywa July actually ilikuwa inaonyesha that Matiang'i is drawing support in South Nyanza by 41%. You can imagine, alongside traction in Central Kenya, Nairobi, and parts of the coast. And remember, if you have it in Mount Kenya, and you have it in Nyanza, and you have it in Nairobi, you are good to go. You don't need the Somalis and the other people. Ukipata kura Nairobi, ukipata kura Nyanza, ukipata kura Mount Kenya, you are good to go. You're already a president. So, Matiang'i is the best of them all. But bado nitakuelezea mbona walikutana leo. I'll give you good reasons why Matiang'i met the Linda Moni team today. But also remember, by the way, her candidate who can credibly campaign in more than one region is a candidate who can build a national coalition rather than merely broker one between regional principles. That is the structural advantage and incumbent campaign needs. Lazima mtu ajitume. Remember, Matiang'i's tenure as an interior, by the way, cabinet secretary whatsoever, one few of specific policies built on reputation and administrative discipline and flow theft. Matiang'i mahala ambapo alikanyaga, kila kitu kilionekana. Any sector ambayo Matiang'i aliguza ilimea. So Matiang'i doesn't need to campaign. Matiang'i already alijikampaign kwa kazi ambayo alifanya. I don't know kama mnajua. Matiang'i alijikampaign. Matiang'i nobody doesn't know Matiang'i. Ukienda Northeastern uliza Matiang'i, Matiang'i watu wanamjua. Coast, Matiang'i watu wanamjua. Kila mahali Matiang'i anajulikana. Si kwamba ni kwa sababu ya kampeni, bali ni kwa sababu ya kazi ambayo aliifanya. Actually, Jubilee's own numbers make this concrete. InfoTrack by July 2026 findings show 60% of Jubilee supporters back Matiang'i. Remember, as their presidential choices. That is the fringe faction. Jubilee remains one of the Kenya's largest legacy party structures. Kila mtu Jubilee, by the way, walimchagua Matiang'i, and that is the Jubilee's presidential candidate. That is why he has every support from everywhere. But Matiang'i's profile professional rather than dynamics across the region or rather than single block. Matiang'i ni mtu ambaye anajulikana. Matiang'i, if they go with Sifuna, they can have it as earlier as possible. But bottom line ni gani? Ruto remains the front runner today. No serious analyst should pretend otherwise. But incumbency is not destiny. And Kenya's own polling shows a fragment majority that had already wants change. Wakenya wengi wanataka change. So 2027 politics is very difficult to kuijua. But what I can promise as Yasahap, if the opposition comes together, opposition wakikuja pamoja wote, and they support one candidate, I can assure you that Ruto will just see nothing but dust. But the same, I wasn't there. So why did they meet today? So there is the statement from Dr. Fred Matiang'i's platform. He's saying, this morning, on the 22nd day of July 2026, I held a productive consultative meeting with the Linda Moni team led by Nairobi Senator Honorable Edwin Sifuna at my office in Karen ahead of the team's tour of Western Kenya. Our discussion focused on strengthening strategic coordination across a united alternative government and aligning our efforts as we continue to offer Kenyans a credible, principled, and people-centered alternative ahead of 2027 general elections. We remain committed to regular consultations and purposeful engagement as we work together to restore accountable leadership, uphold constitutional governance, and put our country firm back on the path of national renewal. That is the message from Daktari Fred Okengo Matiang'i on their meeting today at his home in Karen. So, maybe men are asking them these questions. Why did Pauline Njoroge resign from Jubilee if Jubilee is working with Linda Moni? That is the question Kenyans are asking themselves. Is there a need Matiang'i maybe to vacate atafute chama chake? Because people are saying Jubilee party is dead. Is there a need for Jubilee party to have its own, Matiang'i to create his own party or move from Jubilee to maybe Linda Moni because it's a new thing? Those are some of the questions Kenyans are asking themselves. But as time goes by, we will eventually know the answer. But remember, there are those people who are saying Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who's sponsoring the Jubilee party. That one is a yes, because we know that he is also the chairperson of the Jubilee party. But when they say he's the one sponsoring Linda Moni, hapo nakuwa na alama za dukuduku, because I have no anything, seen evidence. We cannot just come here and purport. So what we are sure is Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who is supporting Jubilee. But about Linda Moni, we cannot say, because Edwin Sifuna publicly said it that Uhuru Kenyatta doesn't sponsor them in any way. They are the ones who sponsor themselves. So that is what is happening now between Jubilee and Linda Moni. People are asking themselves, is this one ama ni tofauti tofauti? Do you feel like there is a need for Matiang'i to have his own party ama ajiunge na chama chingine ama Jubilee yako sawa? Kindly make sure you leave a comment and you subscribe.